Last year, I spent way too much on Christmas gifts for my kids. I wanted them to have a great Christmas, but I ended up going way overboard. And after spending the entire year decluttering my house and trying to make it more minimalistic and functional for us, I have realized that I cannot repeat last year and I have to do something different this year. We are also on a journey to save up money to buy our next house, so we really can't spend all that much on Christmas this year. And I want to make sure that the gifts are more meaningful to my kids and they're not just constantly in a state of overconsumption, wanting more and more every single year where we have to outdo ourselves and go further into debt and just have a terrible time because it's so stressful and so expensive. So this year we are going to implement the 4-gift rule. If you haven't heard about the 4-gift rule, it's a pretty popular rule for gift giving, especially for kids around Christmas time or any holiday. And basically there are 4 gifts that you give your kid. So number 1 is something that they want. So it's whatever toy or new thing that they are wanting, whatever gift within the budget that you've set, and you buy them something that they just want for whatever reason. The second is something that they need. So this could be very different child to child, but it's something that they need that they maybe don't necessarily want or have on their list, but it's something that they really need. And then number 3 is something to wear. So it's clothes or whatever they need to wear for the upcoming year. Maybe it's warm winter clothes, whatever. It's new clothes, something to wear. So the final thing is something to read. So books of the right age group or the right reading level for that child. So something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. It's really easy, catchy to remember, and it cuts down so much on what a lot of us end up buying for our kids because you're only buying 4 gifts. So I love this idea. I've come across it a couple times and I always kind of rejected it as not enough for Christmas or just didn't quite fit with little kids. And now I think we're going to implement this with a twist for our family. So we're not going to quite do it the way it is meant, but we are going to do a 4-gift rule. 4 gifts, that's it. So we are going to keep the first 2. So we will be doing something they want and something they need. I think that's a really good framework for getting kids gifts, and I think that's a great option for a starting off point. But then the last 2 we're going to change up because number 3, something to wear. My kids do not need anything else to wear. They have more clothes than they can possibly fit in their closets and in their dressers, and I'm constantly fighting with child's clothing because it is just everywhere in our house. There's so much of it, and we are part of a kind of like train of hand-me-downs. So a family gives us hand-me-downs, we give another family hand-me-downs for both of my kids, girl and boy. So I actually have a box to give to a girl that's younger than my daughter, and I have clothes for my son from a boy that's older than my son right now. So there is a constant flow of clothes in and out of my household that are hand-me-downs, and everyone gets to have nice new clothes and lots of those clothes. Sometimes we don't even wear everything that we get, so I do not want to buy clothes for my kids this year. So for us, we're going to replace something to wear with somewhere to go. My kids love going places. They love doing things. They love experiences so much. They always want to know where we're going to go, what we're going to do, what fun new thing we're going to try out. So for us, I think it will work better to do somewhere to go for that 3rd option. So it will be some sort of experience for each child. So depending on which child it is, they will get to go somewhere to get some sort of experience, whether it's going to a movie or a trampoline place or something like that. They will get to have an experience that fits them, that they like, and that will be super fun for them, something they remember, and it won't have to go in their closets, which are already full. So for us, that's the rule we're going to do, and that will be really fun. I think they'll like that, especially when they get to do the experience after Christmas. And then the final rule in the original 4-gift rule is to read, but we are going to do that differently, and we're going to change it from to read to learn. So something to learn. So this can be for us either a game or like a science kit or something that's educational in nature, because of course my son doesn't read and my daughter reads rapidly. She goes through books and takes AR tests all the time, and she just has to read every night. So we go through books really rapidly. So I'm actually doing a book advent calendar this year. That was the main thing I wanted to do as an advent calendar. So they will be getting a lot of books before Christmas. I'm gonna do those either free, like hand-me-downs, or from a thrift store, so they're very cheap. So I will not be spending a lot on that, so I don't really count that as a huge gift or a gift at all. I'm just gonna wrap it with paper I already have. So it's gonna be a very frugal thing. I'm not buying new books for each day for each kid or anything. But I do wanna give them a massive amount of books because we are big readers in our household. And so that's why we're not doing to read, because I'm already going to be doing it. So instead of a book, something to read, we will be doing something to learn. So it will look differently for each kid because I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. So they have very different needs, but it will be either like an educational game. I introduced my daughter to bananagrams the other day and she had a great time with that. So games that are like using their brains, making them think up things, or something that's an experimental type gift. So something that's a science experiment or a science kit or something like that. Something educational. So that will be the other gift that they get. So for us, our 4-gift rule is going to be something they want, something they need, somewhere to go, and something to learn. So I'm really excited about that. I think that will cut down a lot on the clutter and how stressful Christmas has felt in the past for us, and also help the kids understand that overconsumption is not necessarily the only way to enjoy things. And having more presents under the tree doesn't necessarily make Christmas better. It doesn't necessarily make those gifts better. It just is more stuff, and stuff that they'll forget about. I cannot even tell you what I got them for Christmas last year, and they cannot tell you either. There's a few things they still use, but a lot of it completely forgotten. So I think that this rule will be a lot better for us financially and for more meaningful experiences and gifts. They also still get gifts from their grandparents, their aunts and uncles, their cousins, from their teachers, from their Santa Claus that still visits, and they are going to have plenty of gifts. But from us, I think 4 gifts is plenty, more than enough, and I'm really excited about implementing this rule for us. I think it'll save a lot of money, a lot of clutter, and a lot of my mental sanity. I will be shopping soon for those gifts, and I cannot wait because it's going to be so fun to pick out the right thing for each rule of this 4-gift rule. I would love to know what you do on Christmas, if you are a big shopper and you buy a lot of different gifts, or if you keep it really simple. Let me know in the comments and then check out this video next.